Hi YouTube, my name is Emily. I'm a curator living and working in British Columbia. I've posted a couple of videos on YouTube before, little shorts and little vlogs related to reading challenges, but I thought I would do an updated introduction since I'm now working as a museum professional in Victoria. I'm curating an exhibition now, so these are all really exciting things that I hope to bring to these daily vlogs, and I hope to connect with more museum professionals here. As it stands right now, it's Monday morning, so I thought I would start showing you a week where I participated in my first national conference, which is called Interpreting the Invisible. The theme of this conference is basically how museum professionals deal with showing intangible ideas such as cultural heritage, such as, personal values, things like that. I'll be talking about that. I'll be showing you little clips of my participation in the conference, and I'll be reflecting on what I've learned. Hopefully this will be of interest to people who are interested in history, museums, and just generally what it's like to live in Canada. So I'll be doing a lot of these things. I'm working from home right now, so I'll show you a little of that too. I'm jumping on here again because I realized I forgot to update you on another important aspect of my life. In addition to my duties as a curator, I'm also a volunteer teacher for an organization called the Safe Cultural Heritage Group. So through that role, I teach students about understanding and appreciating museums, and this is entirely online, so I'm able to teach students from all around the world, and that's been really great and enriching for me, being able to connect to people from different cultures on different levels. And actually this time around, this 6-week term that I'm doing this course, I'm integrating a museum discussion aspect where I'm actually recording myself talking to museum professionals, and then my students are able to listen to that. So I think that's been really great as well, and I'll talk a little bit about that through this little vlog too. I'm currently making a YouTube thumbnail for my course. Because everything's online, I post it on YouTube so anybody can see it. So yeah, I use Canva for this sort of thing. It's just about 7 a.m. and I'm about to talk to the person who runs the British Museum YouTube, so this should be exciting. I'm a curator living and working in Victoria, British Columbia, but today I'm going to be bringing you an interpretation technique brought about by the University of Aberdeen. Good morning. I say good morning, but I've actually been awake for a while. I've actually been awake since 6 a.m. because I wanted to fit in a time to talk to the director of the Museum of Portable Sound, who is a PhD student who has been recording sort of different sounds that are of interest to people and that are important to people around his excavations and his field work. So that was really interesting. He created this museum on his own, and I say museum, but all the sounds are on an old phone, so it's really interesting to talk to people like that and to talk to people who have conceived of museums in different ways. And we talked about, I don't know, maybe you have sounds that you're connected to in the world, such as a sound for me in Corner Brook, where I'm from, Corner Brook, Newfoundland, Canada. There's a sound of the mill whistle, which it goes off in the morning and it goes off at 4 p.m. So I often heard it on my way home from school. So things like that remind you of your culture and where you're from, and no other sound can recreate that. So it was really interesting to talk about those things. I had to fit that in before my work day. As I've said, this is just a volunteer thing, so I do a lot of those things just to connect with people around the world and make museums enriching for my students. it's Saturday and I'm about to go to the Point Ellice House. On this channel and on my Instagram, I've done a couple things with the assistant curator of the Point Ellice House, so I'm really excited to actually see the museum. It's been closed because of COVID reasons for a while, but I'm going to take you on that today, so hopefully I'll get some good footage of that. Within Victoria, Point Ellice House is actually very centrally located downtown, near many major bus routes. It can be reached by a side road. It's worth the visit because it is one of the oldest heritage homes in Victoria, a great symbol of both the high society life and working class history of the Victorian era. It also has a new exhibit about the water systems in Victoria, which I found very interesting. Guys, it's just about 5 p.m. actually 5 p.m. right now. I just got back from the Point Ellice House about an hour ago, so I've kind of been having a little food and things like that. I'm actually gonna go to a tennis lesson soon, so I can't recap too much right now. And after my tennis lesson later tonight, I actually have a chat with a master's student who's doing their master's in business and wants to talk to me about influencing on museums, so that'll be interesting, being an influencer on Instagram. I don't know what to expect from this. Yeah, I'll go to tennis. I have this once a week. So yeah, I'll recap a little bit later, and at the end of this video I'll recap the conference and the museum. I shot a lot at the museum, so I'm hoping this will be a good video. Hello, it's currently the end of the week that I've been vlogging. I hope you enjoyed following along with me on this week. I feel like it was a bit busier this week than it is normally. I actually knew that would be the case, so that's why I sort of wanted to film myself along this journey with you. Originally, I'd hoped this video to document my participation in the conference this week, but because it was online, I feel like it wasn't as interesting in terms of content, so I was glad I was able to go to the Point Ellice House and sort of get little museum stuff for you, because going to museums is an important part of my life too. But in terms of the conference, the Interpreting the Invisible conference, I got some really good feedback from museum professionals about my research. To talk a little bit more about my research, I don't actually remember what I said in the intro, but in my conference session, I was talking about empty space and how we can use empty space as an advantage. A part of the conference was talking about interpreting the intangible and the invisible. And in terms of this case, the invisible was cultural associations and things that we as outsiders and museum professionals, we can't connect to. So that was really, really interesting. That was a week in my life as a museum professional and a museum enthusiast, shall we say. If you like this museum content, make sure you follow me on Instagram, where I'm the most active. I also try to incorporate museums into my TikTok and Twitter, which are all Museums and Emily. Thanks, and hopefully see you next time. They have a really nice view of the Gorge Waterway. I've realized I can see my work from here, but my work has a view of the garbage, so they have a really nice view. I'm really jealous.